something to look at. I'll be back in a minute. Hi everyone, I'm just kind of getting ready. Taking the labels off this box. You get the idea. Can you hear me okay? Here's the chat working and stuff. I'm not seeing any chat. Live chat. Hello Ethan's Inverts, how you doing? You can hear me, that's good. It's all good, thanks Jake. Stop rattling keys. I'll just give it a minute and see if anyone else turns up. How you all doing anyway? Did anyone who's already logged in see the Creatures from the North Black Friday box offer? Did any of you buy one? Just gonna try and adjust the height on this because it's going to be hard for you lot to see what's going on otherwise. Boop, boop, boop. You saw it, but it's not payday yet. Yeah, right, so for those of you who don't know, it was something of something of an amazing offer. Well, there's a bit of a backstory here. So this is an unboxing, but I'll sort of full disclosure. I received this at work. I received this at work when I got in around midday, and it was very, very cold. So what I will say is I did have a sneak peek inside to see what the contents were, and I'll explain a bit more about that later. So I know kind of what's in there, but I don't know everything, and I was just concerned about the weather really, so I thought I'd better have a look. But what I have done is repackaged it exactly as it was, because I felt like it would be really helpful for you guys to see how well packaged it was. I was very impressed. So I think we're stuck at 8, so I'm gonna make a start on it. Let's get cracking, because otherwise I'll run out of time. So I should say that the offer itself from memory was for a well, there are lots of options essentially. It was a £75 box plus £12 delivery, and the offer was to have a Haploclastus devamantha, or I think it was a Theraphosa sturmi sling. So basically an expensive sling, plus either a centipede or a scorpion, or 5 slings of equivalent value, I guess, plus 5 mystery slings, plus 1 adult female, confirmed sexed female, all for £75. And the centipede species in question, I think retails about 30 quid. Yeah, Theraphosa blondie. There we go. So so all in all, there was a kind of a lot of ways of getting a good combination of invertebrates, and I had basically, it was my well, it was my birthday at the weekend, and I'd been looking, when I was at the Southern Invert Show, I'd been looking at the centipedes and thinking, man, I really want a centipede, but I didn't get round to buying one. And then I basically spent kind of a week wishing I'd bought a centipede. So when this offer came up and it was going to be 75 quid, and the centipede was Ethmostigmus species Kalimantan Borneo, which is essentially a blue centipede with yellow antennae, I couldn't really say no to that. So I opted for the centipede with the Haploclastus devamantha, which is the LSD earth tiger, for those of you who know about it. I can see that the Atlantic salmon fillets have already put one person off, which is very exciting. So so this is what it looked like. So it was covered in black plastic, and then obviously we've got this here. I'm not even going to try Q-tamp. Yeah, right, either that or hopefully he knows someone who sells salmon fillets, but you know, maybe he just loves salmon. I don't know, what do I know? What I do know is he's amazing on the communications, so I've had nothing but good comms. So here we are, newspaper. If any of you have been watching Peter Webster's wonderful unboxing videos, then you'll know that he's not a fan of packing peanuts, so he would approve of this box. This is the heat pack. It's actually, amazingly, considering how long this has been in my possession now, it is still warm, so that's a bonus. Lots of newspaper to keep the central box in place. And I can ditch this now. It's quite enough fillets. And then we've got layers of newspaper, again keeping it warm. And then this was a really nice touch. Yeah, Peter hates packing peanuts, doesn't he? Apparently those packing peanuts are biodegradable, which is something someone told me. Spider shop packing peanuts are biodegradable, and you can feed them to your roaches, if people are to be believed. But I would check that first before trying to feed packing peanuts to any animal. So I was really impressed with this. Really good. And I suppose it helps keep the paper around the box. Yeah, cornstarch, that's what I had read. Here we go. Lovely branded poly box. I have to admit, when I saw this, I thought to myself, this is a very small box, and if there's a centipede in here, I'm going to eat my hat, because that is a small box to fit a centipede into of any size, unless it was a pling. So yeah, I'll just leave that sitting there. Yeah, maybe starch would mess a tarantula up. I don't know. I think by the time it's been processed by cockroaches, less of an issue. That was a satisfying sound. I feel like this whole video is advertising Atlantic salmon fillets, so whoever makes those salmon fillets is going to get some extra business. Right, here we go. And then, how's that for a lovely touch? So it's my birthday on Sunday, so I did mention it to the guy at Creatures from the North, and he left me a special message in there, which is lovely. ASMR, you reckon? Oh, I don't know. So here we go. Look at this for a stash. Right, I'm going to do these in order and just lay them out, I think. So, what we have is... You guys aren't going to see this at all, are you? That is an L. violacea bees sling, which has a price of, interesting, £15 on it. This is to give you an idea of the value, I guess. So £15 for an L. violacea bees sling, which is some form of arboreal purple tarantula. They were selling them at the Southern Invert Show for £50 for adults. Oh, late birthday. It was last Sunday, but thank you, Ethan. This is a sling I'm super excited about, which is a Tapinocenius gigas. So this is an orange tree spider. For those of you who don't know already, I already have Tapinocenius cupreus, which is the violet tree spider. And I'm going to be posting sometime this week a hilarious breeding video of that species. Well worth checking out. I've just put the whole thing up there basically with all the slow bits cut out, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, Tapinocenius gigas, which is a lovely species. I've only really seen American keepers have those, so it's really great to have that in the collection. This is an Aphonopelma crinirufum, which I think is the... Which one is it? It's the one from Central America with the blue chelicerae. So it's a brown spider with blue chelicerae. So this is £10. The T. gigas is £7. So where does that put us? That's 25, 32. 32 quid. 6 quid for a little orphnaceous species Cebu small, which is a dwarf kind of bluish species, which takes us to 38. I might actually do a video later on that just shows what all of these are going to look like when they grow up, because I think people lose the will to live looking at little sling pots. That's Grammostola pulchripes for a £5. Little dinky thing. A lot of these are quite small, but then, you know, they're not tiny. They're not like impossibly small. This is my very first Brachypelma hamorii, which is quite fun for me. That is going to be an adult in about 1,000 years, I reckon. So, so same with the G. pulchripes. If they are anything like an inch in size anytime next year, I'll be amazed. These are slow-growing species, but yeah, 9 quid for a hamorii. I should have one in the collection, so now I do. That's 9 quid. I should be keeping a running total, but I'm not. This Brachypelma albiceps. Now that's interesting because albiceps is gorgeous. That's very exciting. No price on that one, but that's a species of Brachypelma that I wanted for a long, long time. So very happy with that. And then we've got... This is all crazy prices. So it's 5 quid for a Salmopius cambridgei. Obviously, I've got a pair of these already as adults. Well, close to adults. My female will hopefully molt for me one day, and then I can breed them. But great to have a sling because they're one of my favourite species. We've got a little green bottle blue, who's quite active in there. That's actually quite a big sling. It's got lovely tiger stripes on the abdomen. I bought mine as an adult, so it's going to be great fun growing up a little sling. That's 20 quid's worth of green bottle blue there. Absolutely gorgeous. Then this is one I'm slightly worried about because that is a huge sling, very big. Salmopius erminia, 8 quid. It's wedged in sort of with its legs above its head, around its abdomen. I hope it's been able to breathe in here, but I'm very worried about this one. So we'll try and get that one out sooner rather than later for 8 quid. And then star of the sling show is this Haploclastus divamantha, which is actually a really good size. So that's going to go into a little burrowing type enclosure and probably never be seen again until it molts out as some huge adult and scares the hell out of me. And then alongside, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 11 slings. So I guess you could take it as so yeah, basically there isn't a centipede in this in this box. There are the 5 mystery slings, and then 5 slings that I guess would have replaced the centipede, and then a freebie, which is probably the albiceps, actually, now I think about it, which is a great freebie, actually. So 11 slings, and then on top of that, a confirmed female. So the confirmed female I got was actually quite exciting in light of the recent pickup from the Southern Invertebrates show. So in here we have, lovingly packed in bog roll, this, which is a Nandu chromatus female, £40. I had no idea that a Nandu chromatus this big would be that expensive, but apparently they are. Those of you who've been watching my videos recently will know I picked up a GIMP box, a mystery GIMP box from the spider shop at the Southern Invert show, and in there was a Nandu colorato velosus. The Nandu genus is a genus that I haven't particularly been trying to collect at all, because I'm not really big into hair-kicking terrestrial tarantulas, and I already have Acanthoscurria geniculata, which I consider to be a fairly similar species in terms of coloration. So Nandu, so basically there's Nandu chromatus and Nandu colorato velosus, and one is super fuzzy and the other one is basically the same spider but not super fuzzy, and I've no idea what temperament they have, but I suspect it's not the friendliest. But very psyched to have this female, because that is a bargain really, to have a sex female for that amount of money, and I've not really seen them this size. It's quite a sizable spider in there. And then the other one, which I wasn't expecting, was this little beauty in here, which is also a first for me. So this is Poecilotheria regalis, the Indian ornamental, 12 quid. So I should do some quick maths really, but I'm going to totally fail on this. So I'll do the easy bit. So that's 40, 55, 65, 70, 75, 95, what we got here, that is 145, 56, 145, 165, and then 165 plus, so that is 171, 178, 187, and whatever the value of Brachypelma albiceps is, which I suspect is a bit. So you're talking about at least 190 quid there for a 75 quid outlay. However, I did, the offer was that you could select centipede or scorpion or slings, and I messaged them and I very clearly said I want the centipede, please. So I contacted them today and had a chat, and it turns out they forgot to pack my centipede. so the way I've been led to understand it is that the extra slings or the extra spiders were actually a birthday gift from Creatures from the North, which is amazing. And having contacted them today, they have amazingly offered to compensate me for their error by sending me not 1 but 2 centipedes tomorrow, which is above and beyond, really. I was absolutely amazed when I read that. So yes, the Tarantula Cave is getting not only its first, but its first and second centipedes as of Thursday. But this haul is amazing. I mean, I've sort of lost track of how many tarantulas I've got, but in terms of this particular pile here, I don't have an Aphonopelma crinirufum, I don't have a Brachypelma albiceps, I don't have a Brachypelma homorii, I don't have a Tapinocenius gigas, or an orphnaceous species Cebu, or Haploclastus devamantha, or is it Lampropelma Violacea I think so. Don't have that. I don't have a Grammostola pulchripes, and I also didn't have a P. regalis or an Androchromatus. So there are three slings that I already own, and all the rest is new to this collection and stuff that I will gladly look after and grow to adulthood, because they're all lovely species. So that is an amazing Black Friday deal, especially when I spend 75 quid, and what you're looking at here is about 190 quid's worth of spiders, plus the 2 centipedes that are going to come tomorrow, well, day after tomorrow, and they are stunning. So they're Ethmostigma species Kalimantan from Borneo. So the Ethmostigma genus, I think, is Australia, Australasia, into Asia. They are a rainforest centipede, kind of like it, humid. I did go out and buy a really useful box so that I could house the centipede, because I did some reading up and went for the depth. The Regalis, I don't think the Regalis is that big, and also I don't know, like, I don't think it's we'll see. Are you in there? No, it looks pretty chill to me. I mean, I know they're famously a bit mental, but see, my problem is now I've seen too many YouTube videos of people handling these. Not on my list of things to do, to be fair, but it's sort of intriguing handling Regalis. But yeah, I'm really psyched to have one. Yeah, I think this is probably about maybe 1.5 inch leg span. This one's actually bigger. I don't know, what I might do is just keep pottering and potting things up in new enclosures and stuff. Feel free to stay around for that or leave at your leisure. I will probably be sharing the centipedes in a kind of centipede specific video when they arrive, with a bit more careful lighting and filming and stuff. But yeah, for those of you who are about to leave, thanks for checking it out, and in the meantime I'm going to just start moving these into better enclosures. Seems I have loads of little pots kicking around. I say that, I don't know where they all are. I need to move all of this newspaper out of the way. Someone can go into that straight away. Put things here and here. And what else can I do? I've got this pot here. Yeah. While I'm on video, I want to say thank you to Creatures from the North for dealing so well with the packaging, the service. I've seen people say not the best things about Creatures from the North sometimes, and based on my experience, the communication is amazing. The conversation I had was really good. The way they've dealt with their slight mess up was very, very good. I think everyone makes mistakes, and that's cool. But it's how you deal with those mistakes that kind of dictates how good a company you are. Right, what I'm trying to find is the stuff I got from Adam Connolly, the Invertebrarian, who is amazing, and you should all go and subscribe to his channel, because I think he's just broken 800 subscribers, and it's one of my favourite channels to watch. So I suggest you all subscribe if you haven't already. But he sent me a load of these pots because he sent me a load of his wonderful Steatoda peculiana false widow spiderlings, and these pots are immense. But I don't know where I've put them, which is a problem. Where? Here's a bunch of stuff. They're probably a bit big. somewhere really, really safe. Come on. Oh, I've got a few more sling pots, that's good. So the smaller stuff can go into these. And then I've got a massive pot of cocoa fibre. This is not going to be like Sling Care 101, by the way. This is going to be, yeah, right, LSD Earth Tigers. I mean, I don't know what an adult LSD Earth Tiger goes for, but I suspect it's in the hundreds. Oh, the good news is that the container that my Phidippus regius, no, this is the container that my Avicularia species Quitara came in, but I reckon that would be quite nice for the pokey, so I might start with that one. Now everything's in the way and I don't know what isn't a sling pot. It's great. Right, let's take the lid off that, move you guys out of the way a bit. Going to give that a bit of a spray. Oh, are you on here somewhere, Mark? Ooh. Right. I want a bit of cork bark, really. Something like this. Will do, and put that a bit more upright, because then I can put a water dish in, something like this. Look at that, perfect. Okay. I'll adjust the humidity on this at some point when I've got the tea in. Live stuff. What could possibly go wrong? Actually, I don't know where my paintbrush is. Go for the wooden stick. Stupidly, I've left this in here to warm up, so I've probably just woken all the teas up and they're just going to be crazy, but maybe not. Oh, you're so dinky, and you're going to be so big one day. So I started watching Mark's amazing cricket journey story. That was hilarious. Didn't get all the way through catch cup. I've always got a catch cup next to me when I do these videos. It's just off camera. Don't panic. You're not going to run, are you? You're going to be awesome and just shift. There you go. Downwards, downwards. No, that's not downwards. Keep going. That's it. No, that's round. That's the opposite of downwards. Go on, run off that way. Gotcha. Not quite. Well, now you're just upside down. That's silly. There you go. Awesome. Now, I did buy a new lens to use with my phone. Just grab it. Yeah. Also an option. I'll just grab it in my mouth. I bought this new lens, which I think is quite good, really. Yeah. It's just my Jedi spider skills. I don't know what you're talking about, Ethan. Anyway, I'm going to put the lid on because I'm not that lucky. But yeah, it's not even grey yet, this thing, so it's gonna... I don't know, pokies are pretty quick to grow though, eh? Mind control, that's me. Right, you can go at the back there somewhere. Now, oh, whoop, everyone's fallen over, not good. That was fun. Did you all enjoy the trip? It's always good on live streams when you knock the camera over. I don't know how all these people who usually do this kind of hand stuff, how do you do it and not knock the stuff over all the time? Anyway, I think I'm just a klutz. The Nandu next, and that Nandu is going to go and probably live in here for a bit. No, well, no, it's a sex female, so I should give it something better. I just happen to have one of these kicking around, so I feel like that's the obvious choice. Is it just me, or is my voice super geeky on video? I just sound like a proper nerd. Which I am, so you know, that's fair. Anyone know anything about Nandu chromatis? Are we talking out in the open all the time, or are we talking digging? At the tarantula cave.com. 75 for a 1-inch sling, surely. They were selling medium-sized P Metallicas for like 20 quid or something at the Southern Invert show. I couldn't believe it. A tunnel from our hide to the other end of the enclosure. Quality. Well, I'm going to spray this. I'm going to spray this substrate down in that case a bit, and then. Whoa. Right, that looks good. I've got a male P Metallica, and at some point he will need a female, and I'm going to need a female, and it's going to be annoying because buying an adult female is a lot more expensive. But the thing was, the ones at the Southern Invert show were they were unsexed, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to take the risk, I guess. This is going to be the wet end. I decided that enclosure should have a wet end and a dry end. Go for the gradient. I did have a really good bit of cork bark. This is too big. There we go. Alright, that's probably a bit large, but it's got a nice gap under it there, you see, so I suspect I can put that in and it should just be out. Maybe I'll... No, I'm going to go and make that smaller. That ought to cover it. Something like that. Great. Okay, let's see how big this one is. This one's very... Oh, hello, I see a leg. Right, where is my catch cup? Good point. It's there. When I knock everything over because it does a runner. Oh, we're going. Come on then. What have I done with the lid? Here we go. Doesn't help that I've opened the why? Tell you what, let's move it onto the floor and then it'll be easier. Try it this way instead. Ta-da! Instant tarantula. Oh, that is pretty, to be fair. Alright, you. Shift your butt. Just a little bit. No, not playing. Come on. Wow, you've got really firm legs for a tarantula. God, that's got to be due a molt soon, eh? Don't climb out. Good. Well done. This is fun. I think congratulations everyone, because I've never had 27 people on one of my live streams before. Well done for sticking it out. That is going to be much bigger soon, that Nandu, because it's definitely going to molt. Okay, now I need to get that Erminia rehoused because I'm worried about it. Now I did have an Erminia sling before and it died on me, and I don't know why. I think it might have had something to do with mould. Not sure. Anyway, it's cramped in here, so this could be the sad bit because it might not be very well. I'm going to try and put it into this one, I think, because it's slightly bigger. The problem with a smaller pot is that whole thing of dripping water down the side. I'm hoping I can put it in here. It will probably do a runner, but if I put it in here, it can sort of web up in that corner and I'll just have to spray it to keep it happy. I could put it in the big one and leave it longer. Decisions. Actually, you know what, I'm going to do that. Because I do love Erminias. I was saying to my colleagues at work today that Salmopius Erminia is probably one of the most underrated seas in the hobby because it's blatantly one of the most attractive. I mean, they are properly gorgeous. Because it's small, I'm going to give it a whole bunch of substrate. And then this nice big, that looks good. And then probably a water dish of some kind. That one. Right. I'm working out to get this in with my language. Yeah, they do grow like weeds. Mine is, I have a female, so you know, if this one turns out to be male, that would actually be quite good timing because my female is pretty small. Oh, I really hope this one's okay. I'm sort of, its legs are bent right back. I don't even know how I'm going to get it out, to be honest, because look at the state of it. Like, that's its legs, but its abdomen's right down the bottom. Can you see that? It's like basically got its face stuck on the tissue, and I'm sort of scared to pull it out in case it rips in half or something. What to do? Some form of toothpick or something. Yeah, Erminia are, they start off burrowing when they're little, and then they become more and more arboreal over time, so I really don't want to puncture your abdomen. How am I going to get you out? Oh, it is wriggling. Ah, we got movement. Oh, we're off. Woo! That was exciting. Wow, that is quite the leg span it's got, actually. That is a bigger P Erminia than it looked like. Oh well, hopefully I'll be happy in there. Fun times. That was the right choice to go for the bigger enclosure. Well done me. Except I don't know what I've done with the lid. Is this the lid? It looks like the lid. If it fits, it's the lid. Done. Yeah, so I can show you my bigger Erminia and you'll see what it's done. They're amazing at re-landscaping. Here it is. My beautiful female. She will need to molt soon as well. But you can see that she sits on there, but she's hollowed out all of this area. And this is a whole web tunnel. And it goes down underneath. And she lives mostly in there. And when she was molting, she just webbed that whole thing up. But they are just gorgeous. Right, anyone in the UK watching who can tell me what the time is, because I'm on a bit of a time frame on this one and I kind of don't want to overrun. $8:45, okay. Thank you. So what's in here? 2 minutes in. I'm just gonna basically, I'm gonna have to rewrite all these labels and try and remember what's what, which is actually a good point. I need to write on that. I'll remember that the chromatus is that one. That's okay, I'll put a lid on that. That's the regalis. That is definitely my Erminia. I'll recognise the green bottle blue, so that can go into this. Right, you're going in there. Where are you? That one. What did I do with my toothpick? Ah. It's here. Do what pet code? I missed that. Yes, I know. I should write. Basically, I do have a suitable. Whoop, get in there. Right, good. No, don't climb up here. That's not cool. You know what? I might just leave that in there because I reckon it'll probably hide in it. Then I won't have to remember what it is. Whee! Oh, it's absolutely stunning. I've never seen her. I need to get my... Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. That's not the plan. Don't get so that you hurt yourself. That's just silly. Because this lid is going on. Come on. Shift out. There we go. Right. I'm going to leave that like that. But I will show you because that is an absolutely amazing... Look at that! I can't believe how gold its carapace is. Beautiful. Anyway, there's plenty of air in there for it, so it'll be fine. Shift that one out. Just got a lot of big stuff. Now, Phonopelmacrini roof. That's not that big. I need to do the big ones. Like, yes, good old Haploclastus face hugger. How deep is that going to burrow? Shall I just go silly and give it a silly pot that it can just stay in for ages? Maybe. I get the impression they're not the friendliest. That looks about right. I do like burrowing teas because they're a bit easier actually. People kind of say that they're, well, a lot of them are quite aggressive, but they're only aggressive out of their burrows. I absolutely adore my Hysterocrates gigas. I've got 3 of them, and they are the least trouble tarantulas I've ever kept. And there was a thing on the tarantula YouTube community forum about Facebook page about good species for beginners, and I mentioned Hysterocrates gigas because I just think they're brilliant. I literally had to rehouse mine twice in its whole life. Well, actually 3 times technically, because I tried to move it into something that would be a bit easier to get him out of for breeding. Just trying to find my paintbrush. I have to use this snake hook thing. Right, starter burrow going in at the edge. Always seems like a plan. And we'll see how it does webbing that up, if it does at all. The lid ready, and where'll I put it? There. Right, £50 worth of sling. The problem is, you know what, I'm going to make my life easy. So this guy, I'm just going to put him in loose. I don't really see the point in getting him out. You can't really see, there's no electric blue to him yet. I'm going to put that there. That's job done. Simples. I think there's a bit too much pressure on YouTubers to try and do these elaborate rehouses, and people want to see, but you know, you'll see them all eventually anyway, because they'll be on the channel. What's that? That's the Violacea peas. That's actually quite big too. So I can't put you in there, but I can definitely put this guy in there. I'm gonna go in there. I need to rescue my toothpick from that GBB. It's holding it hostage. Actually, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to call it a day there. 50 minutes, that's not bad for a live stream. I think it'd just be easier for me to rehouse these separately. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. And you've seen all the exciting stuff. But yeah, hopefully that was entertaining for some of you, and thank you very much for tuning in. It's much appreciated. Make sure you check out 2 things. Firstly, Fatal Fangs tournament starting December 2nd. Make sure you put your votes in for the right people. Hint, hint. And the other thing to watch out for is the breeding video of my Tapinocenius cupreus. It's well worth a watch. It's a species for which there aren't that many breeding videos, certainly not the whole duration of the thing. I thoroughly recommend you tune in for that. And yeah, thanks for watching. That's me out.